He looks at me, he's like, well, you don't have insurance, come back tomorrow. I'm like, you don't understand, brother. I'm like, I got to check in with my PO on March 21st. Today's March 20th. I got sober March 19th. If I leave here today, my sobriety, that's why I always share when I go to speaker meeting, my sobriety date was supposed to be my death date. That's why God gave me a brand new life.
Welcome to another episode of the Powerless to Powerful Recovery podcast. My name's Jason. I'm an alcoholic and addict. As always, our mission is to share experience, strength, and hope across multiple media platforms, the story of addiction and the road to recovery. We are not affiliated with Alcoholics Anonymous or any other 12-step based organizations or groups in any other way. And before I introduce our very special guest today, I can't go any further without giving a special shout out to my co-host, Ronnie, no matter what. Shout out to you, Ron. Right now, Ron is out at a KIPU conference. KIPU is the electronic health record. It's the best one there is. I can promise you that. And Ron is out there right now in Beverly Hills for a KIPU conference. And I got to give a shout out to the Desert Recovery Center's team, because right now, if you log into KIPU, if you log into the EHR, KIPU is giving Desert a shout out. They're giving us a shout out for the excellent work that we put in, the compliance features we've added, the compliance system we built through KIPU. It's just a reflection and shout out to Ron, Director of Compliance, and the whole Desert team. So big shout out to Ron. But this is a special guest today. Welcome, Mohammed, to the show.
Thank you, brother. How you doing?
You feel good? I mean, dude, it is so good to have you here. Mohammed is the Director of Transportation at Desert Recovery Centers. He's an all-star in the recovery community, and he's family to me now. And it's just an honor to finally have you on the show. I mean, we've tried this a few times, haven't we?
We tried it a couple of times. It just didn't work out.
And it's funny because we were talking right before with shout out to marketing, shout out to Matt, shout out to the studio and everything they do for us. But dude, I just barely figured out how to spell your last name right, dude.
It took me a while to learn how to spell it in English too, brother.
It took you a while, and this is one of those stories that when you guys hear this story, it's just such a message of hope. It's such a miracle to have him here today and the amazing things he's accomplished. But we're also going to add the video proof to this one. We're going to add the tiger. We're going to add Uber weeds. We're going to add the Lambo. We are going to add all those things because it's a part of your journey, man.
Yeah.
And the ability that you have to now connect is just so amazing, And anytime I have a guest on the show, I always want to start out with the story of how we met. So I have my version of the story of how we met, but I love to hear your version, Mo, of how we met and how this whole thing, just really started, man.
So it was in March of 2023. I'm in Crossroads again for the second time. Nothing. I walked in with a garbage bag that has 2 shirts, 2 pants, a pair of shoes, and a phone that has a Cash App on it that has $42. That's it. Sick of life, on a 10-year probation sentence, walked in a day before I had to check in with my PO.
Just ready on a violation.
Didn't even checked in with her, and I knew I was going to get violated because I was just on a sick one. And I was just tired. I was just done. And I'm sitting there. I walked in on a Monday. You came on a Sunday. I remember that day for the rest of my life. And I'm sitting at this meeting, and I was like, here you go. Another fucking
7 p.m.
Yeah, 7
Arcadia
p.m.
Sunday night meeting.
Another guy that's gonna act like his life is fucking perfect, and he's gonna tell me what I'm doing wrong with my life, and just gonna tell me how good his life is and how shitty my life is, because that's how I felt in the beginning. And then you guys had a speaker, and I asked him a question. I'm like, because I struggled with the God thing, because all the stuff that happened to me as a kid, I just couldn't fathom an idea of a God that would let something happen like this. And I asked him, I'm like, how do you know when, because he's talking about how God is amazing in his life and everything. I liked him. Like, how do you know that when God starts working in your life? And he gave me, I don't remember exactly what he gave me, but I could tell you looked at me and you knew I was disappointed.
In the answer?
Yeah. And then you told me the thing that saved my life up to this day that I use and I believe in 100%, that you gave me the idea of a God that I can believe in, which is a 50-50 relationship. If my actions don't align with what I want, the outcome is not going to be what I want.
Yeah, and dude, I remember that day like it was yesterday, man. And it's those pivotal moments that we see. You know, big shout out to Crossroads and everything that they do. You know, we have a service commitment together at Crossroads Midtown. We've been holding that commitment together for over a year now. I've had that commitment for 4 years.
And I took over that commitment that I met you at because that meeting saved my life.
Yeah. And
I took over it.
And that Sunday night meeting, you now chair that meeting.
Yeah.
And so I'm there at the Sunday meeting. Shout out to Kyle Cummings and the other members. I can't even remember who was on the panel. I know Kyle was there, right?
Kyle was there.
Yeah, Kyle was there. And you know, there was an amazing speaker and the speaker did his thing. And then there was about 5 minutes left. And then we opened it up for questions. And you asked that question.
Yeah.
You know, and I was sitting there and, you know, I just could tell, dude, that it didn't land where it needed to land. I could tell that it just I
was ready to leave.
It just wasn't what you were, didn't answer your question.
Like I was really ready to take off. Like I was like, I gave it a week, didn't work out. I was literally gonna go like make it my death day. That's it, dog. I was just done with life. I didn't want to get high no more, but I didn't also have the will to live anymore.
Yeah, and I could see that look in your eye. And, you know, we talk about this 50-50 relationship with God, and I talk about it all the time. But how do you know when God's talking to you? And it's that feeling that you get. It's that bubble up. It's the chills. It's the you should say something. It's the go talk to that person. It's the share your experience. It's the me too, right? And I saw that, and God talked to me. It just said, hey, man, you know, share your experience with him. And so after he answered the question, I just opened it up and gave another answer and just added to it. And then after that meeting, you asked me for my phone number. Yeah. And you were crying and you couldn't even really say very much.
Yeah. And then I called you the next day, crying again, and I asked you to be my sponsor. And I just knew from the moment I met you, brother, that day I'm going to listen to everything this man tells me without arguing, and my life will change.
And you have. Yeah. And you have. You listen to everything, you know, and it's a program of action. You know, we talk about it being suggestions and that our path is 12. They're directions, right?
No, it wasn't a suggestion to me.
And I remember when I got that call and you were crying and you had another sponsor you had to fire and just let him know it wasn't working out, you know, and I remember when I said yes and I hung up that phone. And for all the sponsors out there, and you know now too, being a sponsor, when I was like, God's got jokes, doesn't he? Yeah. God's got jokes with this one. Because I was just like, we're going to need connection here, you know, and you know, and I knew I had to do my part. And from that moment, man, I said yes. And we got in the book and you did everything. And we have this amazing outcome and this amazing life that we get to share together today in moments like this, dude. It's just so awesome.
That moment I actually had the first time I had a feeling of a family for the first time in my life.
And we've been able to build on that. Yeah. But every journey starts somewhere, man. So we want to get into your journey today. We want to hear about your message of hope. So I want you to share about, because you were born in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Shout out New York, Knicks.
New York,
Shout
Knicks.
out New
It's
York.
Our year.
It's our year.
It's our year.
Go New York. Go New York. Go. And what's crazy is all my family's from New York, right? And I'm a Knicks fan, and we had so much in common, and it's just God knew what he was doing.
We're both shoe guys.
And so you lived in Brooklyn for 5 years, and then you moved to Palestine for 13 years.
Yes.
So what I want you to share is just give all of our listeners all around the world, just give them a history of just the family dynamic, right? Because the cultural thing is huge here.
Yes.
So we can't forget to touch on that. Yes. So talk a little bit about two brothers, two sisters, the family dynamic, what it was like growing up in Brooklyn for those 5 years, what you could remember, and then landing in Palestine, and we'll pick it up there.
Yeah, so I was born in November 6, 1992 in Brooklyn, New York. And so the thing is, I was born 9 years after my brother. So all my brothers were already grown and sisters, so like I was the youngest.
So you're basically the baby only child.
Yes, the baby only child. Everybody was already in school. It gave mom something to do because mom never worked a day in her life. Typical Arabic woman. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. And so like my mom was very protective from a young age, like super really protective of me. Wouldn't let me do nothing. I lived a very sheltered life. Like my mom was the really, really, really definition of a helicopter mom.
Yeah. And shout out mom. Give mom a shout out. Shout out to all the moms out there. Shout out to my mom.
And so from a young age, like I never went outside, never had friends. I just went to preschool in the US. And I'll just like sit down at home and eat and watch Power Rangers all day. That's it. Like,
which one was your favorite color, brother?
The white one.
The white one.
Tommy, bro. They know And then like just one day, my dad just like takes us on an airplane and we landed in Palestine.
And that was your first time in Palestine ever, and you're 5 years old.
Every time hearing about
and was it just you and your mom?
No, it was all my brothers and sisters.
So 2 brothers, 2 sisters.
2 sisters, me and mom. And we get there. My uncle was there. My aunts were there. They also are in New York. And this is what happened is that I get there and like it was cool in the beginning. Like the summer, it was cool because everybody was there. So
all your family, right?
All my family. Yeah. And nobody really knew anybody there. So they paid a lot of attention to me. And it felt cool.
Felt good.
But it felt weird because everybody's speaking to me a language I don't understand. And they're like huggers and kissers over there. Like exotic, like really, really bad huggers and kissers, bro. And it was just like overwhelming, but it was cool at the same time.
And the heat, I mean, can you just share like what's the temperature in Palestine? Like give all of our, I mean, because I just share a little bit about that. Your
really
little history.
In Palestine, like the area we were living was just Ramallah. Shout out to the one. That's where I grew up at. And it's like the 4 climates. Like you'll get winter,
all
which
the
is
seasons?
cold. Yeah, all
okay.
seasons. Like winter's really cold.
Does it snow?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, okay.
And then summer's really hot. Fall is kind of chilly. Spring is cool. But when you go down the border, like when you go down to the Nakab, which is also, so half of Palestine is all seasons, and the other half is just a desert like Arizona.
Really?
Yes.
It's that drastic. Just like Arizona, an hour and a half, you're in the snow.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's just really cool over there. This is the climax, but then like global warming hit and everything started changing. But like what really like over there when I first went there is just like the connection of a family that I always wanted as a kid because I was always by myself in the house watching
just
TV.
You and mom.
Just me and my mom. My mom didn't really speak English. So when I was in New York, I would only speak English and she would answer me in Arabic and I'm like, what is she saying? You know what I mean? And then I went to Palestine and then so everybody left. So my oldest brother Abdu left with my dad because he was going to college. So it was me, Nail, Sami, and Kifah, and my mother. And we lived in a rental house in the beginning of the village.
And when we talk about rental houses, I mean, I don't know. Are we talking about huts? I mean, what are we talking about? Like regular houses, right?
Okay. Regular houses. Brother. Some of the houses are really nicer than the house here.
Because has the war started yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, all right.
So it was they were in a treaty, the Oslo Treaty, that when Arafat went to Paris and they signed it. So it was pretty cool. Like it was like, okay, so my mom puts me in a very private school, American school. And it was cool.
Are they teaching you Arabic or are you starting to learn? Okay, so you're starting
over there, they teach us British English, not American English, because we were colonized by Britain.
Okay, didn't know that. It's a fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact, right? And I went to school and it was cool. Like, so one thing I struggled in preschool, like my mom would send me with a packed lunch and I'll be the kid known with the stinky lunch.
Because the food?
Yeah, because the food. But when I went there, we all stinky lunch. We all got along just fine. You know what I mean?
So that finally, because that's something that you always struggle with, the cultural differences.
Yeah.
I mean, your mom speaks a language you don't speak. All your family, lives in Palestine. Yeah. Now you're over in Palestine. And it's a cultural shock everywhere you go,
everywhere
right?
I go, yeah. And then we get there and it's cool. But I go to like a private school where there's a lot of people that speak English. So I didn't feel left out that much. But when I get home, like my sisters speak English, my brother speaks English. My mom wouldn't let me go out and play with the kids because my mom was really protective. And that happened. So then 2000 hits, that's when
war started, right?
The Nakba started, which is when the prime minister tried to walk into the Dome of Rock on his shoes on and it kind of broke out. Like it went south.
Yeah. And
I remember I was going to school. And the buses, like, we're going to school, and I just hear a big explosion. And everybody's like, get down. Like, the teacher's telling us, get down. And, like, I peeked out of the window, and they're shooting at us, and we're throwing rocks because they don't have no weapons over there. Like, it's a very strictly to get a weapon inside of Palestine. And I was scared.
I bet. I mean, they're shooting at you guys. Yeah, you guys are kids on a bus going to school, and the only thing you guys can do is throw rocks.
Yeah, and then, like, I'm scared, and I get home, my mom is panicking. Like
war started now, right?
Yeah, war started. She's really scared. Like I don't blame her. I held this resentment for a long time because she whooped me that day, and until I did my resentment list, and I was like, dude, she was scared, and that's the only way she knows how to show emotions and affection because that's how it was passed down to her. So that's what helped me and my mom's relationship get stronger.
So awesome
because she was doing the best she can with what she knew, and then for 6 months, Jay, I wasn't even allowed to leave the house.
I mean, and we're talking explosions all day, rockets going off, gunfire everywhere. Is the power on? Do you have power at this time? They shut the power off.
Shut the power off.
Just talk about what that was like.
So, dude, like, okay, I'm in at home. I can't leave. Like, you can hear the gunshots. Like, I was like looking outside the window. So, like, you know, in the movies when you see the RBG with the chain bullets.
Yeah, it was just hanging down.
Yeah, hanging down. That was a real thing over there. And like, dude, like we'd go out and collect those as souvenirs in the morning.
You like go collect all the bullets,
the bullet shells and stuff. Like it was like they threw once a smoke bomb, and like I went and got it in the morning and just play catch with it with my friends.
Man, dude, it is just it's such a miracle, man. And so when we talk about recovery and we talk about, you know, having the ability and it's open to everyone and this power, it's all inclusive, never exclusive. It's open to all who try. I mean, dude, your message is so powerful. So how long did you live in war-torn country?
13 years. There was never a break. And the thing is, Jay, so after that, like 6 months with the war, there was a treaty. It was never really a full treaty. It's just like open fire was not allowed. You know what I mean? Like you can't get shot going to the grocery store. Like you may get shot at nighttime, but you won't get shot during the day. And I went to school again. But this time, so it was only 15 minutes to go to that private American school before the war started, but they shut down everything. That was an hour, 45 minutes just to get to that school.
To and from school.
Yeah, no, to school, hour, 45 minutes, and back from school, hour, 45 minutes. And my mom was like, no, I don't want to send you to the city no more because she was worried about me.
Yeah.
So she puts me in the village school.
And that's way different, right?
That's way different. So one, there's no girls.
Okay.
Two, there was only one English class, which is once a week. And it was all Arabic.
So you had to learn the language really fast.
Really fast. And over there, they discipline you with hitting you.
So they paddled your ass.
Yeah, so they're walking with a stick like this.
I want to give a little fun fact. All right. So big shout out to my mom.
Yeah.
And you know mom.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Her.
And you know mom now. And mom is 5'0".
Yes.
Okay. Now mom is a lifetime educator, right? Yes. She started out as a special ed teacher, worked her way up from assistant principal to assistant superintendent to teaching teachers how to teach. Mm-hmm. Right. And my mom, when she was first a principal, they still had paddling. When my mom started, could you imagine my mom, 5'0" with a paddle?
No, I can't, bro. She's so sweet. I couldn't, dog.
But that's how it was there for you. So would they discipline you and like whoop you in front of the whole class?
So this is how it is. They'll walk in. So okay, you know, with the plumbing, when you start the plumbing thing, there's like this black where the water goes through that you can just bend it a little bit.
Tubing,
they'll put the tape on it. Like put a little leather handle where they put their hand so their hand can be comfortable, and they'll walk in. And if you say a wrong answer, they'll tell you put your hand like this, and they'll tell you like, okay, this one is like 10 times, so you got to hold your hand like this for 10 times while they smack the hell out of your hand. And if you jerk your hand back, they'll start hitting you on your legs, your face, your ribs, everywhere.
Wow.
Still, I got smacked a couple of times.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're getting beat at school. You got war-torn things going on. You're playing catch with grenades.
Yeah.
I mean.
And then I'm getting
bullied.
Were
you seeing people get shot and killed and dead bodies and stepping over bodies? And, I mean, were you seeing that constantly every day on your way to school?
On the way to school and on the way to the village. So on the way to the city, because I lived in Daghlawi, which is, if it wasn't for the war, it would have been only a 5-minute drive from Daghlawi to Ramallah. Ramallah is like the biggest city in Palestine right now because it's hard for us to go to Jerusalem because the wall and everything. Mm-hmm. So we'd go to Ramallah. And like 90% of the time I was there, they'll have a checkpoint where like in our own country, we got to go through a checkpoint to walk. So the car will stop at the taxi stop us. We got to walk an hour to that next checkpoint. And then if you even going to get in to go buy essentials like clothes and stuff, they just go to a city. It's like going from a little small town in Phoenix to like downtown Phoenix to buy essentials. Like go to the mall or something. And you just see like nothing but like armed militaries, and they have their guns and they're like asking you for your ID and they're pointing the gun at you like.
I mean, because we're talking about the formative years of your life. We're talking from 5 years old to 19 years old, nothing but war. And we had the ability to work a fourth and a fifth step. So I know all the horrific things and all the trauma and all the things that you went through and now are just qualifications, dude, that make you a bad make you a badass.
And
I'm
in this
not
industry. Gonna lie, bro. I've been sober for 2.5 years, Jay. And it took me like about 4 or 5 months ago to really understand and be grateful to everything that happened to me because of what I do today. And it was like I got finally acceptance. And that's when I got free from everything, Jay. And I finally got that acceptance. And I was reading the big book, like you tell me, read this. And I wake up in the morning and I pray, like you told me. I start the morning early.
Yes, we win the morning. Winning the morning is the most important part of the day.
I think I mistexted you once. One day I
You've texted me every morning for 2.5 years.
And I think I missed one day. And then you freaked out and you called me. He's like, are you okay? But I wake up and I do my prayer and I do my meditation. It finally clicked. Is that everything I've been through was God putting me through it so I can be able to help people today.
100%, dude.
And it was all worth it.
And it's just amazing, you know, because there's a lot of questions you got to answer in recovery, right? And it's like, who are you and what's your purpose? And the biggest one of all, that biggest resentment that we all have to ourselves. And how do we overcome that? How do we truly forgive? Because just like steps 1, 2, and 3 at face value are 2 conclusions in a decision. I remember when I sat at Arcadia, when I tried back in 2012 to get sober and it wasn't my time. And I told my wife, yeah, my problem is I hate myself. Yeah. She's like, well, you need to forgive yourself. And I was like, I just did.
Yeah, it's not as easy.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But that's how you do it. It's about shifting attachments. It's utilizing the past to help others and becoming grateful because that's your skill set today.
And I'm not going to lie, bro. You opened my eyes to that on my 5th step. When I told you what happened to me as a kid, and we don't want to get into much detail about that. Mm-hmm. And you looked at me and he's like, what's your part in it? And I got mad. You remember I stood up. I'm like, what do you mean what's my part? Yeah, you let that hold on to you for 15 years. I was like, you're right.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, and it's just, and that's what we're here. And I can't just hold your hand and not ask you the tough questions, right? I wouldn't be doing my part if I didn't, right? And so you go through all that, and then 19 years old, you come back to New York.
Yes, sir.
Right? So how's that happen, right? Your dad says one day, because also for all the listeners, right? Dad isn't there.
No. So the whole time I was in Palestine for 13 years, I would see my dad every summer for 1 week.
Just
and he tried to juggle it between 3 kids and a wife.
You don't know Dad.
Yeah. So basically, I didn't know Dad.
Yeah.
So Dad provided everything. He was a provider. Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But I never really had a conversation with my dad. And he never really had I sat down and had conversations with you, taught me how to do things. Like Dad was usually like either yell, scream, or hit, and that's it, move on. So yeah, then I get back to New York because my dad did the opposite. And like, shout out to Dad. Like, he did his best with what he could.
Shout out to everybody in your family.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dad. And when he does see this, going through hard times, which we've all been through, and you know, sometimes you love from up front, and sometimes you love from a distance.
Yeah. So, but my dad did the opposite. Usually, people send their kids from Palestine to the U.S. or to a European country to get the education.
He sent you to Palestine.
To Palestine to get the education, then brought us back after we finished high school.
So you land, high school's over, you're in New York, you're 19 years old, and Dad's driving a taxi, right?
Yeah, Dad's driving a taxi. So he used to stop right in front of NYU. There was this Bangladesh guy that had like a little donut cart.
So my shout out to Uncle Tony, shout out Long Island. You know, on this expressway, the throughway in Long Island, my Uncle Tone has probably 40 food trucks and all the things, dude, that you stop in the morning, you grab your paper, newspaper, you grab your donuts, you grab your coffee, there's 10 people standing around the car, bagels, all the things, right?
Yeah.
And that's what your dad wanted you to do, right?
So he there's this I forgot his name. A guy from Bangladesh, really nice guy. Yeah. And my dad goes and puts me in this little cot that's like little less than this, just between
like the feet
me and
hanging
you.
Off of
it? And then I gotta learn how to make coffee. How to just cut a big slab of cream cheese, put it on a bagel, donuts.
You never had a job before?
Never worked a day in my life. Like I did side jobs over there, but there's no employment over there. Like it's crazy. Like in the village, its only thing is building houses. That's it.
Yeah, and during that wartime, because this your power's only on for 3 hours a day?
3 hours if we're lucky.
Yeah, man. We could spend a whole episode talking about the horrific things and
it just
goes deep. And now you've been able to shift those attachments, and that's what's important. And so, the dad's driving the taxi, we're talking about the food carts and all the things. And then you find alcohol in 2011?
Yeah, 11, bro. Let me tell you the story, man. It was cool. So I would go I never really had real friends because I went through some trauma stuff as a kid, and I was bullied a lot. Yeah. So I really never thought I can be a friend. I never thought, like, I didn't have self-worth, if that makes sense. I was a chameleon.
Your self-esteem was real low.
Yeah, and I was a chameleon. I am who you want me to be, just be my friend. And I'm a people pleaser. I'll give you everything I got. Just like me.
Yeah, like me.
Like me. Like, I don't care if I don't have nothing, just like me. And I would go to this hookah lounge down the street from my house, and I met these couple of guys from Palestine. And we formed a dancing crew called Freedom Debka Group.
Wait, excuse me, a dancing crew?
Well, it's okay, so it's different.
Dude, you dance, brother?
Yeah,
I did not know. We got a wedding. Shout out to my wife. Yeah. Wedding on Thursday.
Oh, bro, we
doing
get it down. We get it down.
Doing it. And you were in the dance crew, brother?
It's more of like a traditional dancing crew.
Okay.
It was cool.
Okay, yeah, I love it. I want to see it.
I'll show you videos.
Okay.
and it was cool. So like we started going to weddings. We'd get paid from it, so it was extra money. And one day they come to me. It was 2011, the New Year's Eve, 2011, going 2012. They called me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to downtown and just walk around?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "First New Year's Eve in America.
Yeah, Times Square.
Let's go down there." I'm like, "Cool." So Jay, okay, before this, I'd never even seen alcohol. It's hard to find alcohol in Palestine. I'll just tell you that right now. And they're like, you looked at me and he's like, you drink? I'm like, fuck yeah, I drink.
Yeah, of course I do.
Like, dude, I be getting wasted all the time. And the only reason why I learned that because I watched too much movies, you know what I mean? Like all my quotes in the beginning were just from movies.
That's all you said? That's all you knew? Was just movie quotes?
Pop culture, bro. Pop culture.
You want to play karate in the garage?
Yeah, dog. And so he's like, they go and buy there was 5 of us. They buy 5 half pints of Sky vodka. Like, you want to chase it? In my head, I'm like, what the hell's a chaser? But I don't want to ask him, look stupid. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't need a chaser. Yeah. And he gives it to me and I pop it open and I take a swig. When I told you that shit hurt going down, it was warm vodka too for the first time. But it's
a sense of ease and comfort.
Yes. So before the trauma that happened to me, I became that person that I was before the trauma.
Yeah.
And I could laugh right now. I could talk to girls. And it's like that hole in my heart that was growing started getting full.
Yeah.
So I'm like less hollow. But so when I got sober and I started to like backtrack when I first started getting anxiety and stuff, that was the first time I actually really, really like knew that I had anxiety because
it was gone that moment.
It's because every time I take a swig, I deliver to something new anxiety, which is every time you take a swig, the bottle gets less.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a ticket that day. I was 19, walking in New York. So, in New York, you have to have the bottle covered.
Yes.
So I would take the bottle out of the bag to see how much I got left because I don't want this magic juice to go.
Yeah.
And the cop stops. And he's like, let me see your ID. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to get arrested. I got to go in full trauma mode because of Palestine.
Yeah, Dad's going to, oh my God.
At that moment, brother, Dad was already in Arizona. And I didn't even know that's how close we were.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so I'm like, they're going to kidnap me again.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go to a hostage camp and I'm gonna get tortured and like all that shit that happened to me over there.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, calm down. He's like, I'm not gonna finish your drink. You're not 21, but it's New Year's Eve. He's a $25 ticket for drinking in public. You just have to have this covered. Like, okay, cool. Didn't pay that ticket. Yeah.
And the next day though, you're in Arizona,
bro.
So what did your dad call you? Or?
My mom didn't. We didn't even know. I get woken up in the morning, bro. I had the worst hangover ever, by the way.
Yeah, I bet you did. Warm Sky vodka.
Yeah. And she's like, pack your shit. We're going to Arizona. I'm like, what the hell is Arizona? I never heard of Arizona before. So you've been to New York, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
January 1st, it's cold as hell over there.
Of course, yeah, freezing.
Bro, I'm wearing
You're wearing a puffer jacket, bro.
Put sweatpants on top of jeans on top.
Yeah.
3 shirts, a puffer jacket, 2 beanies, gloves. We get into the airplane. We land in Arizona and I'm stripping as I'm getting out of the airplane.
What is going? Did it feel like Palestine, the side that had no seasons, right?
Yeah. Like I felt like so in New York was very humid. And Arizona's dry heat.
That's right.
So that's why I like Arizona. I liked Arizona more. That's the only thing that I like more than Arizona because I don't got to change 3 shirts a day.
Yeah.
But dude, a lot of shit remind me from Arizona to Palestine, like the desert, the layout, the houses all look like each other.
Yeah, and so you get to Arizona now, right? And you're trying to figure out what to do, and we get a manufacturing job, and we start kind of doing that. But you found alcohol in New York and you brought that with you, right?
I found alcohol in New York, but I couldn't buy it when I first got here because I wasn't 21 and I didn't know nobody. So we got a manufacturing job in MC85 in Goodyear because that's where we lived in the beginning. And if you know anything about Goodyear in 2012, it was like a ghost town.
Yeah, there was a young town. There's not much out there.
There was like, no, there was just the QT, the In-N-Out, and the ballpark. That's it. And the Walmart. That's it. And I get this job, and like I was at the grinder grinding these plastic crates, and I met this forklift driver, bro. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing this week?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I don't do nothing.
I don't get nothing.
Like nothing. Dog. I'm like always at home." He's like, "Well, I'm gonna pick you up. You want a drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, I remember drinking." You know what I mean?
remember that. Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, bro, I want a drink." You know what I mean? It was like, "Hell yeah, I want a drink." So, dude. We start drinking. He goes and buys this 5 gallon of Captain Morgan, that dark shit.
Ooh,
oh my
spiced
gosh.
rum?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bro, when I told you we drank half of it and I woke up in the morning praying to God, like I think that was the first time I prayed in so long. Like I'm hugging the toilet in the morning. I'm like, please God, I would never drink again. Just take this away. And I get a call. He's like, hey, what's wrong? I'm like, dude, I feel like shit. He's like, you know what fixes that? More drinking. I'm on my way to pick you up. I'm like, bet.
and now it begins. And now the progression starts, and some other things start to happen that really start to really change the trajectory of your life. And so your dad ends up selling everything, liquidating everything in Palestine, and then you guys buy a gas station. And so now you got typically what you would think, right?
Yeah.
Palestinians with a gas station, right?
Yeah, or a liquor store, or a smoke shop. It's the same thing. There's all 3 in 1, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so now you got your dad that he owns it. You don't really know him. You're full of resentment, right? He's trying to be a dad, and he's also your boss. He's also your boss who still doesn't pay you, makes you work, 7 days a week with no days off, and you still have no money. That resentment's creating, and so pick it up right there.
So you know the worst part of working for your family is that they think just giving you a place to live and paying for your car and your insurance, that's enough for you. Like you're doing everything that should do. And I'm working like when I can't hang out with friends because I'm tired or I don't have money. Like I asked my dad for money. He's like, oh, it's going to the business. That created a lot of resentments, Jay. And like
you going out, you got no money. You're 20 plus 24 at this time?
It's about 21, 22. And like no new shoes, no new clothes. Like I had a nice car. But like what's the point of the car is if I'm driving it from home to the gas station, just parking it so it can look pretty in front of the gas station. Like what's the point of that? And one time he walks in, bro, and this is why I was got introduced to cocaine. It's a funny story, bro. So he walks in and like, when you go to the liquor store, any liquor store or gas station, you see a row of 24-ounce Budweisers.
That's right.
The whole row was full except for one can was missing. And my dad acted like it was the end of the world. Like kicked me out and everything, tried to kick me out. Then he's like, you know what? You and your brother are going to work open to close 7 days a week. Day 5 came, I was hearing colors, bro. I was so tired.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so the gas station is on 59th Avenue in Glendale. And we had to drive to I-10 and Australia Parkway by the ballpark in Goodyear.
Yeah.
So, like, dude, like, minus the drive in, like, the 18-hour, like, 12, like, 14, 15-hour days, it was, like, 17, like, almost 19, 20 hours days. Then you got to shower, eat. There was no breaks. It's like, got my breaking point. And this little Paisa kid walks in. He's like, hey, you look like shit. I'm like, I feel like shit. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks a lot, brother.
Thanks a lot. Like, obvious. Like, calling it out. He's like, nah, here, try this. And he throws a little baggie on the counter. Cocaine.
And that's how it all now goes down.
Can I share the first time I did the cocaine thing, bro? It's a funny story. So I was like, how do you do this? I see cocaine on the movies.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you break it into a line and you use a straw and you snort it. Like, sounds easy, right? So I go to the back, I get a plate, Jay. He gave me a gram bag. He didn't tell me that the gram bag makes more than one line.
You did it all.
I did it, the whole thing. And he didn't tell me to cut the straw, bro. So I used the full straw. So I'm like...
full straw, whole thing, and now you're awake.
No, bro, I passed go, collect 200, and I was like...
This is great.
I was like, you know how... Okay, so I go to meetings a lot. I'm a big recovery guy. I'm a 12-step guy like you.
Absolutely. I
love the steps. I love AA. I like everything. It saved my life.
Right.
And I hear a lot of people like, oh, in the beginning, we had control over our usage. I didn't have no control over cocaine.
Right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning. It was just like off to the races, Jay. I had no control over it. That's all I wanted to, like, there was moments where I only take a deep breath when I'm doing a line of coke.
nonstop all day long.
Nonstop.
And now you're working. So you're working for dad. Now you don't care about the long hours, dude, because you're doing coke and you're working your butt off over there.
And then I'm pocketing money from the register to buy cocaine because I'm working my ass off. So I was like entitled to that money.
Yeah, I mean, because you're not going to pay me, I'm just going to take it.
Exactly.
But it's never enough, right? Because the cocaine becomes more, the progression of the disease gets greater, more. And so now what also starts to change is the people we hang around. Our mindset starts to change, right? We start to want more of not just the cocaine, but of everything. Now we got this self-worth, this false sense of
exactly
because
ease and comfort. And now I get these I get this ego, and I get this I get this ego, and I'm getting self-confidence back. I started to think I was Scarface, dog. You know what I mean? Like, you talking to me, you know what I mean?
I do because that's how it starts, because it always goes so good till it goes so bad.
Exactly.
Right. And so when we talk about the next phase, and the next phase is, right, now we're running the liquor store, but we're also running the streets all night long. And so now you get connected through the liquor store, you meet a couple guys, I'm going to have you pick it up from here.
Yeah.
But you but you start running Mexicans across the border.
Yeah.
You set up a dope spot in Nogales. You become a party promoter. You're rolling around with a Lamborghini and a Tiger. You open up an underground dispensary. That gets hot. You then open up Uber Weeds. Right?
Entrepreneur
so things
status.
start to change, right? And so what I want you to share now is now the progression of the cocaine and everything that came from that little time period right there. And I want you to share about that.
So this is what happened, brother. So me and my dad get in a fight. This is where it all started, Jay. Mm-hmm. He kicks me out, and then he tells my brother, call the police because I stole some money. So I'm walking out, and I clock the pistol, and I shoot 2 times in front of the gas station. I'm like, they're on their way. You don't need to call them. And I get in my car, and I take off. And then I start working for my cousin on Dysart and Litchfield Road.
A smoke shop.
That's all I knew.
And then it changes. You start to meet some new people.
I had no skills in life. Like, growing up in the Middle East, they don't teach you these things. And so I started meeting new people, and I started buying from a new guy. He comes up to me, he's like, hey, bro. So just know, Jay, I've been in the country for 4 years, but do not know the law at all. I didn't even know cocaine was illegal. I was buying it by the ounce, putting them in the little scooper things, and I'll match them with the outfit I'm wearing. And he's like, hey, why don't you go down to Naco, which is
Nogales.
No, it's the other side of Nogales. Naco. And he's like, pick up some people from the side of the road for me, and I'll pay you in cocaine. I'm like, sounds like a good deal, right?
Sounds easy.
I'm in a red convertible Mustang GT, dog, going to the border to pick up illegals. I did it 10 times. And I got away with it 10 times. You know why? I didn't know it was illegal, so I wasn't nervous, bro.
So calm.
Yeah, so
just
calm.
Thought you were giving a ride.
Yeah, dog. It was just so easy for me, because then when I got caught, shocker, it was illegal.
Yes, it is.
And I end up in the feds.
And so now now the consequences start to come, right? And so, but also through this process, right?
Made a lot of money.
You made some money, dude, and you started selling some weight, and ego starts to happen. And it's very similar to me, because I had the ability where I threw a couple parties, right? And what happened was I was the most liked guy that day.
Yeah.
Right. And I was the most liked guy, and everyone was finally calling me, and everyone wanted to know where I was at and what I was doing and who we were gonna go and this and that. And I got the dope and I got the drugs, and I'm the coolest person in the world.
That's happened. Yeah. That's how.
And you start party promoting, and what was that like? So what type of parties, and how many people?
So, brother, this is how my party career started, man. I was working at my cousin's liquor store on 64th Avenue, Van Buren. All these big things will start either at a liquor store, gas station, or smoke shop, bro.
Checks out.
Guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, you want to come kick it at my tire shop after work? I'm like, sure. He's like, I got coke and girls. I'm like, hey, bro, now you're speaking my language.
I'll be there.
He's like, you partied before? I'm like, hell yeah, I partied before. I never been to a party before I hosted it, Jay. I went to my first party, and I hosted it. Dude, I'm telling you, I wear masks. I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And I show up to this tire shop on 28th Avenue and Buckeye Road. And I walk in, it's a tire shop that has RV in the middle.
Yatarias.
Yeah. That's it, dog.
And also, too, side note, how many languages do you speak today?
5.
He speaks 5 languages today. Yeah.
And I get there, and he gets a brick of coke out. Literally, just breaks the quarter nothing. It was like an ounce and a half.
Yeah.
He's like, here, just watch this place for me and make sure they don't fuck it up. There's going to be 10, 15 people coming for a party. You're the host. I'm like, cool. 10, 15 people. I can manage that. 1,200 people show up, Jay.
Wow.
So we have a DJ in the back, a DJ in the front, and a full mariachi band in the middle.
You got the mariachis?
Yeah, dog. And it was like,
My wife loves that, dude.
dog. So like the thing is, bro, like I never ran a party in my life. I never been to a party. But you put a couple of bumps of coke in me and a couple of shots of whiskey, I'm unstoppable.
Yeah.
But what happened that day, Jay, is I got the validation I always wanted. Everybody wanted to be my friend. All the guys were high-fiving me and all the girls wanted to sleep with me that day.
Yep.
And I finally got the validation I always wanted.
From your family, from your friends, from your teachers, from anyone in your life.
Friends. So Snapchat was big at that time. My Snapchat for 3 years before that was only 3 views, which is my 3 cousins. Now it's 3,000.
Yeah.
So what happens was when the party ends and I'm waiting for my friend to come so I can give him the door fee, everybody's asking me, hey, when's the next party?
That's how it all started.
So I was like, okay, I want this. Like I was getting high off parties.
Yeah. And so now you go on this next phase where you're throwing parties. It's shout out to production because they're gonna have their hands full with this one. We got videos, we got photos of everything that we've been talking about today, you know.
Yeah.
And so so now you get to this point where now you're moving weight, you're moving bricks. I mean, you're moving anything you can move. You're throwing parties with 2,000, 3,000 people, warehouse parties, downtown Phoenix, desert party. I mean, you name it. We're talking DJ, the whole nine, right? And you're rolling around in a Lamborghini.
Yeah. So this is what happened. So we used the tire shop for about 3 months. I rented it from him. I'm like, hey, bro, you don't have to worry about this. I'll clean up. I'll do everything. Just rent me this. How much you want a night? We agreed on the price a night. I'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, dude, the tire shop gets hot after like 4 or 5 months because people in Arizona like to shoot. Mm-hmm. So we start breaking into warehouses. 2018, like start breaking into warehouses.
Throw a party there.
Throwing ragers, dog. And then we'll have like 8, 9 warehouses a night. So like we'll have it on standby. Like when that one gets rated on Snapchat, the next party is and the mariachi band is already beating us there.
Wow. And you're living that life. That's Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday, yeah.
That's a Tuesday.
That actually was a Tuesday, I think.
And so now we get to this point where like I always say, it goes so good till it goes so bad.
Yeah.
And it starts to go bad when you get some fentanyl pills.
Yeah.
Right. And so pick it up there.
Let me tell you how that happened, bro. So I met the connect because I finally got tired of throwing parties and I figured out where the real money was. I bought a dealership on 42nd Avenue in Camelback just to throw into after parties over there from 2 to 7, Jay. Bought a whole business just to throw after party. And that's where the big people, so big dogs started coming because it was a legit spot.
Yeah.
And I met some people and I got put on. With Jay, I shit you not, I would wake up every Wednesday every Wednesday morning to 12 to 15 bricks of coke just sitting in my backyard. They'll do a drop without even telling me they're doing a drop. In one of those drops, they put some fentanyl pills.
And you're like, what the hell?
I was like, what the hell are these? I'm like, I told you guys I don't sell fentanyl. And you're like, it doesn't come.
You do now.
No, this is what he told me, Jay. He's like, they don't come with a return receipt out of it. That's what they used to call me. I was like, okay, yeah, shit, okay, but they don't.
Yeah.
So I
You right?
I was like, you're right. Okay, we'll handle it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got it.
I think it was like, what, 15 cents a pill at that time they gave it to me?
That's what blows my mind, dude. Every 4 minutes, someone's dying from a fentanyl.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you're struggling right now, please reach out for help. We will help you. Desert Recovery Centers, doesn't matter your financial situation, your insurance. We don't care. We will not stop till we find you help. Every 4 minutes, someone's dying from a fentanyl overdose in this country. We need your help, and we're here to help you.
So yeah, dog, and I'm like, I'm stuck with them. Like I sell a couple of them to friends. I never was like, so I was always the wholesale dealer because ego and
That's
everybody.
Right. I don't mess with little weight.
Yeah,
I'm the big dog.
Like if they'll call me for less than a key, I'll hang up in their face because I had a lot of it. Like I didn't want to like break and like.
Yeah, I understand.
So yeah, so anyways, I meet this guy 2020 at a Halloween party, dog, and he's like, hey, you know what? I can get some fentanyl pills. I'm like, well, how much you talking about? He's like, I want 10,000. I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. He's like, how about this? He's like, how about you front me the way? I'm like, I just met you, dog. I'm not gonna front you 10,000. He's like, why don't you come up to Oklahoma with me and we can sell them together and we split the profit. I'm like, well, how much you selling them for Oklahoma? It was like $15 a pill.
From 15 cents to $15. When are we leaving?
When are we leaving? Exactly what I said. I'm like, which car we taking? That's exactly what I said.
Which car we driving?
Exactly what I said. Which car we driving? So we leave. Drive 17 hours. So the day before I left to Oklahoma, I got shot. I go into a party, bro, and I literally poured Don Julio 1942, did a line of coke, continued partying, and drove to Oklahoma with a bleeding thigh, and got treated for when I got arrested, bro. Just fun fact.
Yeah, I like fun facts. Side note.
Side note.
Yeah.
So we get to Oklahoma, bro. Now I'm in a new city. Now I got to reestablish myself. I got the ego boost in Phoenix. I was the man in Phoenix. A lot of people, when you're a party guy, so you know how when you're a party guy, you're in charge of the party. Everybody wants to act like your bodyguard. It's like anything happens, like where's I didn't have that in Oklahoma. I was just a nobody. So we're going to. So he's like, we're at the hotel. I'm doing a line. He's like, hey, let's bring some girls over to this hotel room, and let's party. And I'm like, now you're speaking my language.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I like you now.
I like you right now. So we go to this girl's house in Catoosa. And there's a guy there that owes this dude that I drove with from Phoenix to Oklahoma money. I'm not talking about little money. I'm talking about close to $100,000. So he's like, well, you got my money? He pulls out a knife, and I'm like, I smacked the knife. I don't want to say too much. Yeah. And we put him in this car, and we take him to the hotel
guy that owes you
room.
money. Yeah.
He doesn't owe me. He owes this guy, bro. But I'm such a people pleaser that I made his beef my beef.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll take those felonies.
Yeah.
Like me.
Like me. Like just accept who I am. You know what I mean? Now it's
I'm cool.
Now it's my opportunity to prove who I am, even though I'm not that type of guy, bro. I'm not a violent guy. I'm actually a lover, bro. I'm a big teddy bear, bro. Like what I love about recovery is that I can be who I want to be now, not who you want me to be. And so we get to the Hard Rock. Anyways, I'm in this brand new car. I'm in the Trackhawk 2020. Brand new. It was like only like 3,000 miles on it. Just to drive from Phoenix to Oklahoma. It was, I think, was the first time driving it because we had so many cars. And I told this kid that he's friends with, stay on so kidnapping 101. If you're going to kidnap someone, put him in the front seat, not the back seat.
That way you keep better eye on him.
Yeah, so he was in the front seat. So I told fun fact. You love fun facts, right?
I love fun facts, yeah.
So I put him I told him, like, lean your ass on the front door, on the passenger door, so he won't run out. This kid got on the phone trying to flex my car on an old-ass iPhone to this girl that looked like she was smoking meth for the past 12 days.
And you can see the dude in the back.
He slid down to the casino. My ass, instead of just getting in the car and leave and cut your losses and yell at that dude, I grabbed the shotgun, I clock it, and I run in after him to the casino, bro.
You run into the casino with a shotgun.
Yeah. And I barricade myself in the bathroom for 24 hours. Rogers County don't play.
Yeah, Rogers County. Shout out Rogers County. Shout out to the sheriffs. Yeah. And you get arrested that day, right?
So Jay, this is the last time I remember before they whooped my ass. They knocked on the bathroom door, and I'm like, dude, like it's like in my own house. Like, who is there?
Yeah.
You're like, police, we need to talk to you. I'm like, how many's out there? He's like, 4 of us. I'm like, talk to each other. Why you want to talk to me? They didn't like that, so they whooped my ass, bro.
Yeah, they came in, they got you.
And I knew I was fucked when I got processed. And the sheriff was like, Muhammad. I'm like, fuck, I'm done. Dude, I didn't see the judge for 2 years because it was COVID.
Wow.
Like, I was in a 23-1, and I was lucky to get out for that 1 hour day for 2 years because they wouldn't grant me bail because I'm from a different state. And I was only in Oklahoma for 12 hours before I caught that case. Not even. Like, we got there at noon. Midnight, I was getting booked.
That fast. When we talk about going bad, it went bad real quick. And so you spend 2 years in county jail. You finally were able to make bail. You make bail.
I get on an ankle monitor. I'm facing 45 years, Jay.
Yeah.
A normal person, and this is why I say to everybody that drugs and alcohol never was my problem, because 2 years I was sober, stone cold sober. First thing I did was drink and get high when I got out. So if drugs and alcohol was my problem, it would have got out of my system and I would have been done. So, dude, I get out. I take a flight back to Arizona. I land in Arizona, get picked up, go to Westgate, and charge my ankle monitor for the first time inside of the VIP at the club.
Yep, and you get right back to it. And you don't and you're on an ankle monitor, and we're not talking about, just getting your toes back in. We're talking about going all the way in, and we're talking about throwing the parties again. We're talking about buying a Tiger. So you open up a club.
So that's the story, dog. I get there. I started partnering up with clubs, start throwing really really big parties inside of clubs. I stopped the house parties. Then a friend of mine comes up to me. He's like, hey, weed is legal. I'm like, let's open an underground dispensary, make it seem like it's a CBD joint, 61st Avenue in Bethany Home. That's how quick it happened, bro.
Yeah, it happened real quick. And then that gets hot.
Bro, that got hot. We had a weed claw machine and everything in there, bro. It was pimped out. And that gets hot. I'm like, Sprinter, let's turn into a dispensary. We call ourselves Uber Weeds.
And you get a Sprinter van and
That-
you open up a mobile weed dispensary illegally called Uber Weeds.
Uber Weeds.
You use your Tiger to advertise.
We printed shirts and stickers where we plastered all over the state, bro. Yeah. We like acted like it was legit. So the story. So I guess the viewers want to hear about the Tiger at this point. That's the that's the main event.
We want to hear about the Tiger.
So okay, it's my 30th birthday, Jay. I pick up my girl. I call Bodega. Shout out to Bodega. And I was like, hey, shut down the club. It's my 30th birthday. I want to rent out the club. I'm driving there and I give my girl at the time, I'm like, here's the Lambo keys. Whatever you do, do not give me these fucking keys. I'm getting fucked up tonight. Yeah. Like I'm going
still
an ankle monitor, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going all out tonight. Like I'm not walking out of the club. You guys are dragging me out of the club. She gives me the keys. I end up at my Paisa Connect's house to buy a kilo of cocaine. He opens the front. There's a key of coke in there, a key and a half, I think. He's like, no, let's go inside, do some lines, wake up. I'm like, bet. I don't remember this. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. I don't remember none of this, Jay. So what he told me was that I walked in and there's a baby tiger inside of a dog kennel. And I was like, oh, she's so cute. And I paid $15,000 and I went home with her, Jay.
You bought $15,000, you buy a tiger.
Yeah. And I go to mom's house out of everywhere. I haven't been to mom's house in years.
And you bring a tiger home.
Yeah. And I go into my mother's room. My mom wakes me up, beating me up with the broom, yelling at me for a tiger. I get in the Lambo. The Lambo's parked in my neighbor's lawn.
Yeah.
And that's another ego boost.
Yeah, man. And you know, now it's all starting to come crashing down. You got the probation officers on your ass. You got the ankle monitor. You wrecked the Lambo. The Tiger is gone. All the things, the money's going, the progression, the unmanageability of what happens with this disease. It takes everything to the point where you have no options left. You have nowhere to go. Desperation, and you get the gift of desperation and pain, and you end up at crossroads.
So this happens to me on March 16th, Jay.
Yeah.
My mom kicks me out. So, dude, I never thought my mom would kick me out. That's the last person I thought would kick me out. So I end up at this girl's house. My best friend Emilio, shout out Emilio.
Yeah, big shout out to Emilio.
Takes me to this girl's house, dog, and I have $10,000 left. Spend it all at the club, bro. We'll figure this out. You know what I mean? I'm stressed out. Yeah. I need some coke. I need some bottles, and I'll figure it out. Well, brother, I'm walking to this girl's house, and like I hear a voice like, "Are you done? Is this what you want to do for the rest of your life?" And I called Crossroads. He's like, yeah, show up Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning and we'll get you. And I show up at 5, Jay. I get in there, Lee Hubbard.
Shout out, Lee.
Shout out, Lee. He looks at me, he's like, well, you don't have insurance, come back tomorrow. I'm like, you don't understand, brother. I'm like, I got to check in with my PO on March 21st. Today's March 20th. I got sober March 19th. If I leave here today, my sobriety, that's why I always share when I go to speaker meeting, my sobriety date was supposed to be my death date. That's why God gave me a brand new life. That's why I guard this life with everything I can, Jay. And I do everything I can to stay sober because I am going to stay sober because it's my new life. And I tell him, I'm like, bro, if I leave here, I'm not coming back, bro. Like, I'm not coming back, not now, not ever. Like, I'm dead. And he gave me he scholarshiped me. And he gave me a grant, and I went to Arcadia.
That's why we do all of our service work, because we both got scholarships. And that's how we started this meeting, and we talked about how we met and that question that you asked, and then calling me the next day and asking me to sponsor you. And then from that moment, we started getting busy, and we started working the steps together, and I started showing up over there 2 to 3 days a week to start to work with you. You had everything done. We started working through the steps. You started to apply them. You started to get results, but it wasn't easy because your family thinks recovery is weak. Yeah. Your family thinks that the cultural thing is
all you need.
Is like, all you need.
Like my family thought that all I needed is a job.
Yeah,
and stay busy, and everything's gonna be okay.
And we started to work these steps and really understand, the powerlessness, the internal struggle, and the unmanageable is the external struggle. And we started to see the ego aspect of it, and we started to look over all these pivotal moments, falling victim to a belief which practically every alcoholic has, that is long period of sobriety and self-discipline, qualifies us to drink like other men. The baffling feature of addiction, not wanting to do it, but doing it, looking over, you know, the why, the why of the parties and how we held on to the trauma and the things that we learned that were false beliefs, and really starting to understand. And what I want you to really talk about is really step 3, right? And because steps 1, 2, and 3 are 2 conclusions and a decision, right? But when we really start to understand the power behind it and how to apply it, that's how we get change. And you found that 50-50 relationship that was so hard with God. And so just talk briefly, quickly about that.
I'm not going to be honest with you. Our relationship, I'm going to be honest with you. Our relationship was my higher power for the first 6 months until I found my higher power. Because I couldn't fathom an idea of a God. I couldn't. It wasn't possible for me. So our relationship, me and you's relationship, you showing up for me, would be the first person I ever showed up for me, didn't ask for nothing back, and would just wanted me to succeed. Well, you try to pay my sober living. You were there for me since day one, no questions asked. And that was my higher power. That's what kept me sober for 6 months until I was able to fathom an idea of a God.
And we talked about that. We talked about, you know, needing to find that relationship for yourself and finding it, doing that miracle, man.
Yeah. And then you gave me a job at Thomas Sweets.
And that's what I love, man, and really being able to utilize our past to help others. And that's how we forgive ourselves, because we really sat down and we looked over these resentments, because the resentments was a really big thing, you know, all the different resentments holding on, right, that we all have. And then we looked over fear and all the fears that you had, and moving from different countries and not speaking the language, and the fear of being liked, and the fear of success, and hearing you're not good enough, and always wanting to be the best, to prove something to everybody else. And we really looked at that.
3 trips. I think it took you 3 trips to finish my resentment
list. It took three meetings for the resentment.
3 meetings at Crossroads. We met at the library, bro.
Yeah, we met in the library 3 times.
I had a lot of resentment.
You know, and I remember going over the fears, and I remember looking over the sex inventory and talking about what we really wanted in relationships and what you wanted, and understanding, dude, we are worth it. We are valuable. We don't have to settle anymore. And we really looked over that. And then, do you remember the 5th step that we did together?
Yeah, I do.
You got a lot of fear.
Yeah, I had a lot of fears, bro. And you looked at me and he's like, as long as you keep living in God's will, none of these fears will come true. And you were right. I've been sober for 2.5 years and none of these fears came true. You know,
because you understand, you know, what your part is. You know, and then bringing everything from the dark to the light in the 5th step, because there's a lot of trauma you didn't speak about today, and that's for a particular place when the time and place is right, you know. And we got honest in 5, and I remember after you were done, dude, you looked at me and you were waiting for a reaction, like, what is he gonna do?
I thought you were gonna punch me in the face. You're like,
what is he gonna do,
bro? Like, I told you stuff that I never told anybody up to this day, bro. Like, you're the only person I ever really got fully honest with, and I'm so grateful I did that. That's why I trust you more than anybody in this whole world, bro.
And I gave you a hug.
Yeah. And I was like, I thought you were going to be like, look at me all with disgust and stuff, bro.
No, I said, I love you, dude. Yeah. And I understand. And you're going to, and what I said is you are going to help a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
And so after that, that's exactly what I said. And after that 5th step, we immediately got into 6.
Immediately got into 6. Well, I'm going to add something real quick. But you taught me that there's no judgment in recovery. Because I shared everything with you, bro. And I spent the last 2 Thanksgiving, the last 2 Christmases and Father's Day at your house with your wife and kid, with your family. And I'm a part of your family right now.
You are.
So, bro, you never judged me.
Never, man.
And I'm grateful for that.
Man, and just to have this experience with you, it is recovery, dude. That's what this thing is all about.
Yeah.
And so we created who you are in 6, and we looked at these assets and these defects, and we started to turn these defects into assets and constant never-ending growth and what that looks like. And then we reaffirmed the 3rd step with a 7th-step prayer. And the amends.
Those were, I literally, like, the 5-step amend process and everything. And I did amends that I didn't want to do. But you know what you told me is like, how free do you want to be? And some of them literally like hung up in my face, told me to go kill myself. Mm-hmm. But hey, it's not about them, it's about me. I reached out and I asked them, can I make an amends? And if they said no, I did my part. So now they got to live with that.
Yeah, it's the willingness to make those amends. And you made all your amends and you did everything you needed to do. And I told you, you need to get sponsees, plural. And you got sponsees, plural. Yeah. And you've had so many sponsees, and you're in the book, and the service commitments, your non-negotiables of your recovery were in check. And after we got the foundation and we worked our butts off for a year and we experienced those miracles and we looked over when you did step 1, all your life could ever be in recovery. And we looked over it a year later. Do you remember that?
I sold myself short.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I said, hey, let's look
sure.
at step one.
Remember what I told you? It's like, I just want to have a job and live in a sober living. Dude, 1 year I was living in a luxury apartment, driving a Lexus.
That's right, you know, and
working for Desert Recovery Centers. Like, had a promotion for the first time in my life. This promotion I got in Desert Recovery was the first promotion I ever had in my whole life.
yeah, man, it's just so amazing. And we started the professional journey, and you started out as an overnight BHT, and you struggled, you know, with communication and approaching and meeting clients where they're at.
You know
and
why?
And what did I tell you every single time there was an issue?
Don't lead with fear.
Yeah. And what else did I say about it being a learning opportunity?
Being a learning opportunity. It's like, don't worry about it, because I'll panic. I'll call you, am I going to get fired? I remember doing that like every day, and you're like, no, it's a learning opportunity. Just learn from your mistakes. And then I had to notice that I was leading with fear because I was scared that I'm going to let this person down.
Yeah, and because we know just what's at stake, you know, and when we lead with our heart and we keep that professionalism at number one, and we're constantly quality improving everything that we do, dude, you've become one of the most powerhouses in this industry. Your communication, the way you could approach clients, the way you can talk them down from the fear that they have of wanting to leave. You know, you talk about, you know, working at Thomas Sweets and working in New Life and working at Axiom and getting all your experience in different treatment facilities and working for Horizon and all the different things that you did to learn the skill set to add to your knowledge and documentation was all planning for the build of Desert Recovery Centers.
And I followed your plan. You told me where to go. You told me to go to Axiom. You told me to go to Horizon.
And then we got that experience. And then when the time was right, we brought you over to Desert Recovery Centers.
I started off as an overnight BHT at the Moody location at the women's house. And at that point when I brought you over, I believed in you that you could work at an all-female house. Yes.
And to say that after everything we've been through is so huge and just a testament to your growth, dude.
Yes.
And so through this process, you've elevated yourself, because we don't talk about recovery being progressive enough.
Yes.
We talk about the disease being progressive.
But the recovery is just as progressive, bro.
Yes. When you work recovery, it gets progressively better.
Your life gets better. It doesn't go backwards, bro. Like okay, so your life goes backwards in addiction, but your life goes forward in recovery.
That's right. And when we talk about that, you know, and getting promotions and being on a salary and being a director and being in leadership and being a all-star in the recovery community and having true friends today and having a sense of family, the financial things, the money in the bank, the cars.
That's all extra.
That's all extra. The credit scores, but you've been able to do all of that, Mo.
Bro, you want to know what's the best part of my life right now? Is everywhere I walk in, people greet me with a smile and they're actually happy to see me, even though I have nothing in my hands to offer to them. I didn't walk in with a case of beer. I didn't walk in with a bag of Coke. I didn't walk in planning the next party. They're just genuinely happy to see me, bro.
And that's
how wealthy I am in my life today.
Yeah, man. And all the other things are just icing on the cake.
Top.
I mean, if we really looked at every single goal that you had, you've achieved, dude, at this point. We're at setting new goals.
Yes.
And that is the miracle of recovery, dude. The progression, dude, all the amazing things, all the experiences that we get to have together. Having this moment together is recovery.
Yes.
If you're questioning whether you can do this, if you're questioning that, think about it. Listen to all the episodes of Powerless to Powerful. Listen to all the experiences. If all of us can do it, then you can do it too.
Jay, can I add one thing?
Go ahead, absolutely.
It's like, you know what they say about the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results? Bro, definition of insanity to me is hearing all these things and thinking you can do it another way.
That's right, man. And you've been able to do it the right way, and you've been able to show others, and your life is just a reflection of it. Desert Recovery Centers, what's to come, your life, the businesses that you have and you're starting, all the different things that are coming from you being your genuine self.
It all comes down to the first step, which is humility.
Humility.
It is being able to listen to someone else and have them guide you through your life until you learn how to guide your own life.
And that's why asking for help in step one is the hardest part of all. But when you walk through that doors, dude, we're going to love you till you can love yourself. But you got to do the work, man.
You got to do the work.
And you did the work, and you're a reflection of it. It's just been a blessing and an honor, dude, to have you on this show. We could have like 4 different parts to this show, from all the different experiences, to the Uber weeds, to the underground dispensary, to the massive warehouse parties, to the purple Lamborghini and the Tiger, right? To to Nogales and all. Man, there's just so
To
much
Mexico,
to it.
everything.
And now
brother.
here in recovery and being not only just a member of the recovery community and working in recovery, but dude, being a damn professional in this industry, dude. And I'm so
and
freaking
finally
proud
found
of you,
my
dude.
calling in life.
And I'm just grateful that you're a part of my family now.
So grateful part of
Don't
your
call me
family.
your sponsor, dude, because we work this thing together,
Yeah.
dude. And so if anyone out there listening to this episode is struggling with substance abuse, mental health, Desert Recovery Centers is here to help. Please reach out to us, desertrecoverycenters.com. You can go on our website right now. You can fill out a web form. We'll call you right back and we will help you. You can reach me at all my social media, Jason and Sarah, Desert Recovery Centers, all of our Instagram, all of our profiles. Mo, where can they find you? Someone wants to reach out.
Daghlawi, just reach out to me and I'll do anything I can to help them.
Yep, you can find us anywhere. So again, if anyone that's listening is struggling with substance abuse, mental health, we are here to help. You are not alone. We can do this thing, but we have to do it together. So please reach out and tune in to the next episode. Mo, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And every week, new episodes are going to be dropping. So tune into the show and just thank you to all of our listeners all
you,
across the
guys.
world. Thank you.
Thank you.